$3,000 a month. That's what millions of Americans are working with: retirees, remote workers, people who packed up their lives and moved to Florida chasing sunshine and affordability. But here's the question nobody's asking out loud: is that actually enough anymore? Because Florida changed. Quietly, brutally, and faster than most people saw coming. The state that used to be the go-to destination for stretching a dollar has become something else entirely. And if you're planning to move there, or you're already living there trying to make the numbers work, what you're about to hear might change everything you thought you knew. Let's start with the biggest line item. The one that determines everything else. Housing. If you're renting in Florida right now, you already know the market has been brutal. The median rent for a one-bedroom apartment in Miami sits around $2,100 a month. In Tampa, you're looking at $1,600 to $1,900. Even in smaller metros like Ocala or Lakeland, cities that used to be the budget-friendly alternatives, decent one-bedrooms are pushing $1,300 to $1,500. So right out of the gate, if you're in a mid-size Florida city and renting a modest one-bedroom, you've already spent somewhere between $1,300 and $1,700 of your $3,000. And that's before utilities, before groceries, before anything else. Now, what if you own your home outright? Or you bought years ago with a low mortgage? That changes the math significantly. If your housing costs are under $800 a month, mortgage or otherwise, you've bought yourself real breathing room. But for anyone entering the Florida housing market today, either as a renter or a buyer, the numbers are punishing. Let's say you're renting a modest apartment for $1,500 a month. That leaves you $1,500 for everything else. Everything. Utilities. Florida summers are not a joke. Running your air conditioning from May through October isn't optional, it's survival. The average Florida electric bill in summer months runs between $150 and $250, depending on your home size and how much you're running the AC. Add internet at $60 to $80, water and trash at another $50, and you're looking at roughly $300 to $380 in utilities monthly. So now you're down to around $1,100 to $1,200 remaining. Transportation. Florida is not a walkable state. With the exception of a few pockets in Miami or downtown Orlando, you need a car. And a car means insurance, gas, maintenance, and registration. Florida auto insurance has spiked significantly in recent years. The average annual premium is now hovering around $3,200, which breaks down to roughly $265 a month. Add gas at $150 to $200 a month if you're driving regularly, and you've consumed another $400 to $465 of your remaining budget. You now have somewhere between $300 and $400 left per month for everything else. Healthcare, entertainment, clothing, emergencies, dining out, personal care, savings, groceries and food. Groceries have become one of the most underestimated expenses for people planning their budgets. Post-pandemic inflation hit food costs hard, and they haven't come back down the way people expected. A reasonable grocery budget for one person in Florida is $350 to $450 a month. For a couple, you're looking at $600 to $750. Let's use $400 for a single person living modestly. That brings you to approximately $700 to $800 left. And here's where the real problem lives, the one expense that most people moving to Florida either underestimate or don't discover until it's too late. It's not rent. It's not groceries. It's not even gas prices. It's home insurance. And if you own property in Florida, this number might be the single most important thing you hear today. Insight/analysis. Florida has become the most expensive state in the country for homeowners insurance. The average annual premium now exceeds $10,000 in some coastal counties. Even inland, in areas like Orlando and Gainesville, homeowners are paying $4,000 to $6,000 a year, and that's before flood insurance, which is often required separately and can add another $1,500 to $3,000 annually. That breaks down to $400 to $750 a month. Just for insurance. Several major insurers have already exited the Florida market entirely. Farmers, Bankers Insurance, and others have pulled out, leaving homeowners scrambling for coverage through Citizens Property Insurance, the state-backed insurer of last resort, which has been raising its own rates year over year. For retirees living on Social Security alone, the average benefit in 2025 is around $1,900 a month. That is not enough to live in Florida independently. Not even close. Many retirees who moved to Florida in the 2000s and 2010s on fixed incomes are now finding themselves trapped, unable to afford rising costs, but unable to afford to leave either. For remote workers or people with supplemental income, $3,000 a month is a tighter budget than most people realize going in. It's livable, but it requires careful planning, strategic location choices, and a willingness to live with very little discretionary spending. The cities where $3,000 stretches furthest right now are places like Ocala, Gainesville, Pensacola, and parts of the Panhandle, inland, less glamorous, but still authentically Florida. Avoid Miami-Dade, Broward, and Collier counties on this budget. You will not make it work without significant financial stress. So, can you live on $3,000 a month in Florida? The honest answer is, it depends, but the window is narrowing. 5 years ago, $3,000 a month in Florida meant a comfortable life. A decent apartment, money left over for leisure, or real retirement. Today, it means careful rationing, strategic city choices, and an acceptance that Florida's affordability era is essentially over for most coastal and urban areas. The people who will make it work are the ones who go in with clear eyes, who choose inland cities wisely, who budget for the real costs, who don't show up expecting the Florida of 2015. And the people who will struggle are the ones who moved based on a pitch that was true once, but isn't true anymore, at least not the way it used to be. Florida is still beautiful. The weather is still real. But affordable? That depends entirely on where you're willing to live, and how honestly you're willing to look at the numbers. If this opened your eyes, share it with someone you know who's thinking about making the move. And if you want to see which specific Florida cities still offer real value on a fixed income, that video is coming next.